What's up, guys? Welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit, and I'm here with Kel. Kel, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, it was a 50-50 weekend.
Fair.
Um,
I mean, you were riding high yesterday for sure.
yeah, give it to me. I'll take it. Well,
Yeah.
and it was that team, so it doesn't give me a good gauge on my team, and we're going to get into that. So,
Yeah, for sure. It was an interesting weekend overall.
of course, we had Valentine's Day on Friday, which is a nightmare.
Yeah, it's just been I didn't get to watch nearly as much this weekend because it was so nutty
Yeah.
all weekend. So, unfortunately, I'm kind of upset about it.
But at least the
like,
videos are up like instantly.
Yes, I've been like just kind of like scrolling through all the different ones,
Yeah.
like kind of just getting an idea of what happened in each game.
Well, especially yesterday, you had the 20-minute, half an hour kind of pausing thing going on in the Mayhem game.
Yeah.
Well, that's technical stuff that happens. But, first off, welcome everybody that's coming in and join us. Thanks a lot. We're going to dive into this week's matches and all that stuff in a second. But we did have a little bit of news that's kind of pertinent. We're going to start off with we finally got a resolution, sort of, I guess if you want a resolution for the matches that were canceled. So do you want to read that statement from the league?
Yeah.
Because I don't have it up here.
So, headline is Overwatch League makeup matches move to Seoul. In order to protect the health and safety of our fans, players, and staff, Overwatch League matches at homestand events in Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Hangzhou in February and March had been canceled. Today we're announcing that those makeup matches are going to be played in Seoul, South Korea. The matches will be played over multiple days in weeks 6 and 7 at a studio in Seoul. A few of the makeup matches might be added to the Seoul Dynasty homestand in week 5. The makeup matches will not affect the other scheduled homestands in Washington, which was week 5, Florida week 6, and Atlanta week 7. We will reveal specific match dates and times soon. All matches are obviously going to be streamed on the YouTube channel. So basically, they're just going to be playing these games in like a studio.
Don't know about audience or anything like that.
Yeah, no idea whether there will be an audience or not. I'm assuming probably not. And if there is, it's probably going to be like
limited,
50 to 100 people.
If you can get anybody in, they were just looking for a space, and at least they're not doing it. They're doing it LAN.
Yeah,
it kind of makes it fair, and
I think that was their main priority is making sure that it was LAN and they didn't have to do it over the internet.
Yeah, because that would be a pain in the ass with ping and all that kind of stuff, and
you don't want. I mean that affects when literally every other game is being played on LAN, and it's just like, well, you guys have to worry about your internet cutting out.
Yeah,
like even though there could be other technical issues that would shut the thing down, as we found out these past 2 weeks, but
yeah, they can work on their scene transitions and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I think that part of that statement with it's not going to affect the other homestands is if there's any teams that are involved in said other homestands, they're going to those and they're going to they'll get back to them or do them ahead of time or whatever, so they don't conflict with was it Atlanta, and I think there's a Washington one.
Washington, the Florida, and the Atlanta team.
Yeah, because I believe there's teams coming from the West Coast and a couple of those maybe. But
yeah,
at least we got a resolution. The matches are going to get played, and we can see some of these teams because it would be...
it's still a while to wait, but it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, it'll be 3 weeks. Atlanta still hasn't even played yet, and they were scheduled to not play until March.
Yeah. Exactly.
Does the same person doing the commercial transitions write the schedule?
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna rail on that all day. That drove me insane. But
that's fair.
At least we got a resolve to that. I was concerned that they were going to keep letting it go because there hasn't been any resolution with the virus itself.
Right.
So, it's at least we finally got that going. It's going to be a rough couple of weeks for those guys that got to play.
Yeah.
But at least it gets them out of the way and gets them caught up. And
yeah, and we've gotten some kind of word on how this is all going to be handled, and I'm sure over the next week or so we'll get more details on when they're going to be and all of that.
yeah. Okay, so I was kind of hinting at some of the things that happened this weekend. So, all right, we had the start. The Philadelphia was great. We'll talk about a little bit about they were Philadelphia, and that's all I wanted. Booing people, and
Yes.
it was pretty hype. And they had hype announcers, and it was packed house, and they were loud and all that, and it was great. But once
Golden Boy was fantastic.
yeah,
I just can't get over how much I love that guy in
Yeah.
this show, or like just in general. But he's just so perfect for this league.
yeah, and any esports. And
Yeah.
he's doing that Rock's take on that American Ninja Warrior thing.
Yeah,
He's the host of that.
Did that ever? Did that?
Yeah.
That aired. Okay, I've
That
not
aired
watched
last
it
year.
at all.
I'm into. I think it's amazing that those dudes can do that shit.
Right.
Like, because then you're like at the gym, you're like, I can do that hang thing. You get up there, you're like, nope, my shoulders are still up on that bar and my feet are on the ground.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, never mind. Also, but so everything was great, but here we go again with the broadcast stuff.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
The pauses didn't bother me in the Mayhem game. They had them in the regular arenas. They have them in other games. It happens.
Yeah.
But for the love of God, get somebody that can do a fucking commercial transition without cutting a host off or making them wait 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, amateur streamers can do it better. I almost can. I
Right.
forget to put the audio on. I'm not getting paid.
Yeah. It's
But
really not great when it's just like you're, especially in these first couple of weeks when they're so crucial of like bringing in new people who are checking it out for the first time and all of that. Like, it's definitely it's
There's-
not great.
yeah, like last week, okay, first week, everybody is got nerves and all that. But you know what? Now you should have your timing down. Bang! That thing is. And if it's not, you need to do something with the video feed that you're using compared to the live feed with your transitions going in and all that stuff. It's not hard shit. That's the thing that's annoying. And can we please stop the two fucking mobile games?
Jesus Christ! Can we get any other kind of ads? Like,
We have like there's a local ad that runs every, I think, like 5 breaks, because we get like a Serpentini Chevrolet ad in Cleveland. Shout out to them, I guess. I need a car.
Right.
Got a Dodge Challenger laying around. Give me a call if you're watching.
I haven't really seen too many. I usually get the.
There's a rug one too. There's like a weird.
I get the Elk and Elk lawyer
Oh, Jesus.
commercials all the time when I'm watching YouTube. It's so obnoxious.
Oh, I'm just talking about on this feed. Oh, yeah, the other ones are you get the ambulance chasers, and I get the there's some like Arslan rugs or some shit. We're giving these guys free plugs. Fucking dude sells Oriental rugs and shit.
Oh yeah, I know exactly the guy you're talking
You
about.
fucking A, man. I'm like, are you kidding me? Oriental rug shit. But it's just so, like
It
watching
is really irritating.
because I want it to be
like-
good, and you could tell that like on the desk they're getting tense with it because like they cut Zoe off like 3 times, and then they can't transition out of a match into a break. It's annoying.
Yeah,
And-
it's just like, come on, guys, this is stuff that you should have down by now.
Yeah. Maybe they need
Just
to put.
because you've got remotes and you're in different places, like this should be stuff that is able to be handled.
Yeah, and then on top of that, their graphics are off center, and mine. I mean, I'm not the best, but like there was a couple times where the map thing, like the map logo, like for what map it was on their match screen, was like off to the right, like hanging off the fucking page.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but that's really one of the only negatives. The Deaths was really good again.
Yeah.
Hex was fantastic.
my God.
I just love his sense of humor. He's just so damn dry. It's awesome.
Yeah, I like Hex a lot.
Yeah. Oh, and before we get to the matches, I know at the end of the broadcast he was asking, what is Gritty, and it's obvious it's Fraggy in Muppet form. Come on, guys. It's the Fraggy Muppet.
It is.
He's found his final form.
I don't know how they did it, but like that mascot is so perfect for just the city of Philadelphia. I don't know what the hell, how much LSD somebody took before they designed that character.
Maybe they just threw a bunch of LSD into Fraggy's water, and that's what he turned out as.
Or somebody took a bunch of LSD and was just looking at pictures of him.
Yeah. Wow, that dude's got a pee on his chest. He's in Philadelphia. Let's make a thing of him, man.
Let's have that guy. And he's just gonna kind of be an asshole like all of our friends, or like all of our fans.
Yeah. But the real dude isn't an asshole.
Well, Gritty's kind of a dick.
Oh, Gritty's a dick.
Yeah, Gritty's totally.
Didn't he punch a kid or something like that? I'm not even joking.
I think he did.
That's Philadelphia, man.
He got found not guilty for it, I believe. But yeah,
he hit him with a pillow. I mean,
did he like hit a kid?
Oh, we're starting.
The most Philly thing ever.
Mascot punches child. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's dive into this. So, first game we had the Mayhem taking on the Houston Outlaws, and right off the bat, my team looked good.
Yeah, you guys.
They got kind of a little jittery at first, and they came out with both teams actually kind of more at Florida. They came out with Carrion, Gargoyle, Yaki, BQB, and then Chris and Gangnam Jin. I was really surprised with Carrion and BQB, but both of those guys proved to be pretty damn good.
Oh, definitely.
As we dive into this more, I don't know because Houston. Okay,
yeah,
right, we're just going to say that. Houston.
God, this team.
Houston had they got the they should have got the first map, and then
they blew that,
but
then so all right, I'm just gonna say it. I said it to you yesterday, but Houston is the Browns.
Yeah,
they have been bad for 2 seasons now. So the entire existence of the Overwatch League.
And peaked at mediocre in Season 1.
Yeah, they peaked at mediocrity in Season 1, only to end it just horribly. Like, they had a dismal end to that season. But, they peaked...
You're right, Mikey.
Barely, right at the start. But, so... I really think that they are the Browns. And then this year especially, it is so... the parallels... are just it's uncanny. You make all these big acquisitions and pick up all these players, and you hire a coaching staff that you're really excited about, and this is what you get.
But we said in the previews though that we did they pick up good players besides Meko, or did they just reshuffle?
I mean, it's partially that. I think
at least DPS line
some of the other players I think were definitely kind of a reshuffle. Honestly, I will say Hydration looked pretty decent for them this weekend.
But Yaki was owning him half the time.
Yeah, Yaki destroyed him.
Then they came out.
I think the biggest thing is we figured, okay, now the handcuffs are off because they're not dealing with the crap that they were dealing with last year of the team being sold. They can't pick up anybody and any of that kind of stuff, and they can get past that part. And now, okay, no more excuses. And then what do they do this weekend? They come out with more fucking excuses.
Yeah, well, and
Like,
then
how many more excuses can you come up with? Okay, I get it. The guys were sick, but Jesus fucking Christ.
that
guys.
doesn't. So they're sick. So you're gonna play Brig Lucio.
Yeah,
What in the fuck was that then?
That's not being sick. Like, yeah, sure, there's gonna be times where you're not gonna make plays, but Jesus, like you're just
Like the Brig Lucio thing was.
coaching decisions.
The Brig Lucio thing was baffling. It was almost as baffling as Florida today playing fucking Sombra, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm kind of on the fence about my team right now. I was pretty high yesterday, but but that, and there was a point, I think it was on Eichenwald, I think Rox was like, fuck it, I'm playing fucking Anna. Screw this shit.
Yeah.
And
and they just kept forcing that.
Brig Lucio, much like running Sombra, there's not enough sustained healing. You have to be. I mean, yeah, you're running a rush.
Burst healing. You've got a lot of
armor
AOE,
packs.
You've got a lot of AOE, like healing over time, but there is like very little burst healing because you don't even have the old armor packs where you get that 75 health right away. Like you're getting.
No, they still have that. They still have the 75. They still have the 75, and the Widow Scope is still the same. That doesn't go in.
Well, no. That it's but it's always ever since they reworked Brig, it's a heal over time.
Oh no! Oh yeah! No, I thought you meant they switched it to the 50, like that's on PT.
No.
That just went live.
But no, it's still it's still 75 healing, but it's over 3 seconds. It's
right.
Not instant. Here's an instant health pack. Like if it would be different if it was that version of Brig.
Well, I get that you want to run a rushdown comp, but run Lucio Moira if you're running the rushdown comp.
But if you're gonna run a rushdown comp, why are you running freaking May and McCree with that? If that's what you're gonna do, why don't you have hydration playing
Doom or something
like that? Like there's other things they can do better. Like it feels like they were trying to play two different comps at the same time.
And the decision making was baffling sometimes. Like there is no way in hell they should have lost that fucking Havana map. They had to get to not even to the door.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like,
and they still got help.
And I was kind of like, Florida lost this map, whatever. And I was like, are you kidding me? They're gonna blow this?
Yeah.
I mean,
and it was something we were talking about before we started. I really think that we've overblown some of the players on this team.
Like Muma, I think we're kind of...
Muma got absolutely wrecked.
Yeah.
By both tanks that he played this week.
Yeah, I mean, he had moments where he was good, and he had a couple of shatters, but
he's still a good player. But he's I don't think he's the player he was before, and now they just look somehow even more discombobulated than they did.
That is the crunch time comment of the week. It sucked we only had 4 games, and 2 of them were Houston matches. I agree. But
sure.
Even when he was making plays, there was no follow-up. He would hit fucking massive shatters, and it would be like...
It didn't
Florida
matter.
Would just get up and be like, okay,
yeah.
I'll just put this wall here and fucking isolate Muma and kill him. There was just a lot of stuff. I mean, we're talking about the negative, but I mean, Florida played well. I mean, Gangnam Jin is a fucking animal on Anna. Holy shit. Just seeing some of the play between him and Yaki, and actually having good players on my team that aren't just a Widow specialist for the most part, is weird. Like seeing Anna clutching out. They ran a lot of Brig too, which I was kind of like, what? Because I know, and you always make this point, like when you're running these comps, you want to have, especially when you have a Reinhardt, you want Lucio in there to get into the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, today, like we'll talk about it later, but today they C9'd essentially two maps because they were running fucking Brig and they couldn't get back to the point.
Right. Like, it's just, it makes my brain hurt.
Yeah.
Watching this team just continually.
And then they're running Lucio with Brig.
Yeah.
I was like, it was kind of weird, but there was some really clutch moments for Florida. Gargoyle is proving that he is better than what some of the people think. Reinforce
Yeah, he is a starting caliber off tank. I think that was confirmed. Even with their loss today to Philly, I still
he still had some clutch plays. He I mean, especially on that Havana map. I mean, one of the big things was, and this is on hydration too. You know, you just can't fling that thing out there, that blizzard, and Gargoyle just came up and just snatched it up.
Yeah. I think Gargoyle looked really good. I'm really impressed with the support play. I think this is the first time the entire existence of your team that you guys actually might have a really solid support line.
Yeah, I thought Chris was pretty good. I think first of all, most of it was Yaki was the star, but Chris didn't do things to fuck things up.
Yes,
which is what everybody keeps saying. Like they make like he just totally yacked away wins last year. No,
right?
That was a lot of other stuff.
Yeah,
you see them play goats. They play goats like a plat team.
Yeah. Just as a team, they just didn't have the teamwork. But Gangnam Jin was a beast.
And Yaki is one of the best Mays I've ever seen.
Yeah, Yaki is a great man.
He's zoned out so many damn dead eyes and stuff, like perfect wall placements. He was really good. I mean, he got kind of worked a little bit today, but they all did. I think Philly is pretty damn good. And
that's kind of what I've gotten from this weekend.
But the thing with some of the things that I saw from Houston was, it's still disorganized madness. I don't know if it's the players or what. Because at some point, you got to start going. The people that are in that have been in there all the time, where it's been disorganized madness, have been Muma and Raucus.
Mm-hmm. But is it on them? Is it on leadership in, like, when you look at, because they've even switched their coaching staff this year. So the only guys that have been consistent are Muma and Raucus, and then
because Hydration's not a shot caller.
No, and Flame. That's really,
and Flame's the general manager. He gives them the keys. Like the coaches, this is what and it's not like he got them a bad team. No, he picked up some quality dudes.
He gave them solid tools to work with, and they just they broke all of those tools in a day. Like, you got a bunch of craftsmen, and you're like, well, I guess I got to take them back to get these replaced.
These work too good.
I have to use the lifetime warranty within the first week.
Yeah. Bought the Lamborghini and crashed it before he got off the car lot.
Exactly.
All right, Lamborghini's a little strong.
Yeah.
You bought the nice Mustang.
Yeah. Go with that.
But there was just times where I'm going, and they would not, like Florida was doing this today too. Holy shit! W, will you hit the fucking W button?
Yeah.
I was getting annoyed today. I was like watching the game. I was just, because that was like my I don't know. I must have been. Next time I say something like that, we're gonna cut the show and we're gonna take me to the hospital, because I obviously have severe brain trauma. But I was just like, fucking go.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Do anything.
And then what would happen is Moon would go, and everybody else would be like, okay, we're gonna just kind of follow in.
Stand back there. Where are you going,
Muma?
What are you doing, Muma?
I'm engaging like we're supposed to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of the key. Like the Reinhardt is the, my shield is getting absolutely battered. I'm gonna go now.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
So that's enough about this match. Florida looked pretty good.
They need some work though.
That's basically it.
And the other team needs a lot of work.
Yeah. Let's move on to the second game of the weekend. We had Washington and Philly. So what I got out of this game, to start, was that Washington's not that good. But
as you watch the game, though,
watching it. They honestly,
they're better than I thought.
Did what they could, I just think that Philly might be far better than anyone was giving them credit for.
Psst, hey, everybody. I'm going to tell you a secret. Sato's pretty good. I told you.
Right? Okay.
I'm-
Sato coming out with that big dick swinging, man.
Yeah, he was swinging that dick around. I mean, yeah, he made mistakes, but when he was making plays, and he was making a lot of them, because it's a pain in the ass to play Reinhardt in that league right now. Holy
really
crap! It's like as soon as they get nano boosted, you're slept, you're frozen again, slept, walled off, flashbanged.
So I'm gonna say something that a lot of Philly fans should not get mad about, but I feel like some of them will. Their support line looks 10 times better.
Oh yeah,
With Alarm and Funny Astro.
Alarm's a maniac.
Alarm.
Funny Astro is too.
Massive upgrade over.
And so is Funny. I love Neptuno.
I love Neptuno too, but Funny Astro is just a superior player in every
And he
way.
is not afraid to take a flank and just fucking murder people either.
He really is not. And also, I mean, I'm just happy to see this team get to play DPS again, because my God, watching Carpe.
Yeah. And I told you guys about Ivy too. I
Yeah.
told you to watch out for Ivy playing May. And the one surprise though was Poco.
Filthy May.
The one surprise
Yeah,
is
that's-
Poco being in there.
Yeah, especially when you go out and you pick up a guy like Fury and you don't play him at all.
And hey, he didn't look
And it
bad.
worked.
Poco looked fucking
looked
good,
really
man.
Good, yeah.
Maybe it was just like I'll give a little kick to Poco here.
Right. Like, all right, we're gonna pick up somebody we know is better than you.
Yeah.
Step your game. You better step your game up.
He looked really good. That whole team looked fantastic. Yeah, they were playing at home, but
And this is a team that very much thrived in that environment.
oh yeah, Washington
I had
did
a
too.
feeling they would.
Washington liked being the villain there.
Yeah, they really did.
I like seeing the guys get.
Yeah, like Washington, even though they lost this game, I really do think that they
They didn't look awful.
They put up a fight. This was literally the only game of the whole season or the whole weekend that the losing team at least won a map.
Yeah,
Everything else was 3-0s.
yeah, that was kind of brutal. At least they started at 4. They were done by 6:30.
Yeah.
6:30 or 7, somewhere in there. That's pretty short. But yeah, Washington really they don't have anything in this match. I know it's fucking cliche and bullshit, but they don't have anything to hang their heads about. They played really well.
No,
And
I think
I underestimated them a lot.
the
But
one thing that I would say is their, and we talked about it, is like the one concern we had was their tank line. I think that's where Philly really took it to them, was like putting as much pressure on Roar as they could.
yeah, but I think
But I mean, that's just how you have to attack them. Like,
I think.
but I do think Roar is going to get better, because he did not look nearly as bad as he did last year.
He was feeding a lot though, but I don't know if he was feeding or he was just getting owned.
Yeah, it's
There's a distinct
tough
difference.
to tell. Yeah,
God, these,
but they did have a good hold at the end of Havana. So
yeah, I mean, they took a map from him, and you got Corey, and Stratus is really good on May, and you have a fantastic support line. I mean, Aim God was kind of like I was a little off, but he wasn't terrible. It was just Alarm is a beast, and we knew that he was going to be really good anyway.
Alarm is just absurd.
They just and I was really surprised by how coordinated Philly was. They looked they were infested too, because Carpe was fucking going nuts.
Yeah, you could tell that. Like,
give that dude a gun, screw the freezer thing or the Zarya beam.
This team thrives when they get to play, because like you could tell just all last year, like they already look more invigorated
Yeah.
in these 2 games than they did the entirety of last season.
Yeah, and
I don't think there was a single time that they looked like they were having this much fun
no, and
last year.
and
I think that has a lot to do with goats. I think that this team despised playing goats.
I think quite a few of them did.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them and they despised it to the point where they were almost throwing.
Yes.
And we talked about that last year. They were just like soft throwing, like fuck it, we'll play. But
right, and I get the feeling that like it kind of all seems to hinge on Carpe with this team.
Oh yeah. Well, he bailed them out so many times.
Engaged and like really feeling it, like this team is nearly unstoppable. But if he starts to just kind of get complacent and not really enjoying it, like that's when they really have their issues. And like I think that's part of what happened in season 1 too, is like the season just got so long.
Well, everybody kind of like towards the end of that, everybody was kind of gassed,
right? And I think he kind of got that, and that's why there was times where you're just like, I just don't know with this team. But then once the playoffs started, it got reinvigorated, and that's why they made the run that they did. So that's basically what I'm getting at is watch out.
Yeah,
really might be a legit contender.
And Chipson might want to watch out too, because Carpe keeps playing Doomfist like he did on fucking Anubis. He ain't gonna see the time of day. No. Holy shit!
It's like, okay, you went out and picked up a Doomfist specialist, and you got a guy that doesn't really play him that much, and he's far superior.
Yeah, he just went off all weekend. Plus, he got energized by the crowd and all that. Because I mean, he got the loudest ovation by far.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because he's the dude, and he just went nuts. Like. And once again, it was like last week. You forget how good some of these guys are, like just like clicking heads. It's like even people playing May. There was a couple times today, like
where they're hitting just
like fucking Ivy, Ivy with the right click.
Yeah,
come on, man.
That should terrify teams.
Yeah,
we didn't see EQO play at all.
Right, but they got such a good rotation with those 3, and I said that before.
Right, like that's.
If people think of Ivy, they think of like him playing on Toronto last year when they were fucking tank jobbing.
Right.
He's not a Zarya player.
When he was playing, honestly, when he was
playing Zarya, they were
Toronto. Winning. I feel like he was pretty solid. He just
they couldn't.
Was it him that ended up leaving the team early or something like that?
No, that was the other dude.
Yeah.
He went to Boston late in the year.
But yeah, I really do think that Ivy was really underrated.
Well, then they had to swap him on to Brig, and that because when he was playing Zarya,
can't get any basis on anybody's skill when they have to play Brig.
No, although it's especially a DPS player.
Yeah.
Here, put the gun down and use this.
Exactly.
The thing, yeah, since we didn't talk about it yet, let's talk about it before we get into today's matches. So, since we've gone over some of it, so the meta was different a little bit here on this side of and this weekend, because these teams are all kind of hanging out and practicing with each other. Got a lot of Brig, a
lot of double shield,
a lot of Brig.
Yeah,
they were playing some last weekend, but it seemed more Ana Lucio.
Yeah, a lot of we got a lot more. Bap and Lucio.
Yeah. The maps also kind of tell the tale, because you had those 2 long maps. You had Blizzard World. And it was back to back. You had Blizzard World, or Havana, then Blizzard World. So you're talking Widow stuff and some other things, but yeah, the
Junkertown. There's a lot of Widow.
Yeah, Junkertown. It was it's a little bit different, but yeah, the only mainstay really was Rhine, May, and McCree.
Yeah.
Which you saw a lot of. And watching these guys.
Yeah, a lot of McCree.
Oh, that was one thing we didn't touch on, too, is goddamn BQB. Did not know you were that good on fucking McCree.
Yeah. I agree. My God.
Hey, my team's going to be decent. They lost to a better team. They need to work on some things, but that'll come with time. But, yeah, the meta is or whatever we're gonna. I don't even, because in 2 weeks we can't call it a meta anymore. It's this week's heroes.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the week's heroes. I guess.
Because we're gonna have
heroes of the week.
Yeah, because next week's a bigger homestand. I think there's 6 matches.
Yeah, I believe so.
I wonder if that's gonna work in those teams' favor, since we're talking about meta a little bit. When they go in that first week of the hero pool, and they're playing all those matches, they're doing those makeup matches, and then they do their regular matches.
Yeah.
So they kind of get used to the. Well, I guess they won't. They'll have the same one for the whole week. So if they play like 4 matches in a week, or 5, or 4, I don't think they make them play more than 4. Do you?
I wouldn't think so. No. But yeah, next week in DC they've got 6 games total. So yeah.
There's a few of those. There's a couple of weeks where, like this week, where we're not going to be talking about much, and there's going to be weeks where there's like 10, 12 matches. We're going to be like, okay, back to the old days.
No kidding.
We're just going to hit these and pick 2.
Yeah.
But
no kidding.
I'm not baffled by Brig. I'm just baffled at how some of these teams are using her.
Yeah.
Because Brig does pretty well, because I play her a little bit, and I know a lot of people have been saying don't sleep on Brig and all that stuff, and they get a lot of value out of like her kit, but the situations sometimes where they're using it, like a scratch in my head, like with Lucio, that does nothing for me unless there's another support and 2 other tanks. If you know where I'm going with that. Yeah, like in a goat situation, sure, but because you have a Moira.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do too much. You have to do too much with Lucio and Brig to warrant using her, because you have to be upfront with Rhine.
Yeah. To
get any kind of healing, and these guys are accurate with the whip shot. You get a little bit there to keep the thing going. Your passive, but you just end up throwing out armor packs.
Yeah, it's mostly that. I mean, you there's times where you can get some free swings in there, but yeah, it's. And these guys are pretty good about doing it, but I just feel like right now, with the way things are kind of, with the other things that are being played, I think you just get more value out of an Ana or a BAP.
Yeah, or both.
Or both, or
Lucio's like the key.
Lucio's kind of the must pick right now, because there's so much Rhine. Lucio is like absolutely necessary. But I mean, you get a ton of value with
because even if you're running double shield, because you're going to be running Orisa Rhine, that's one of the things that like it was puzzling me about Florida today. I'm like, okay, so you got slow horse and shield guy,
slow horse,
whatever, fucking. Cattle, they move about the same speed, which is non-existent, and you're not going to play a Lucio.
Yeah,
I mean that's ladder bullshit right there.
It is.
I mean, I just don't. I didn't get it. I don't understand not running a Lucio. I'm on that. Does he provide a lot of healing? No, but it's not the healing that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you can be a moron and play Lucio in that league. Speed boost them in and just skate around. Occasionally, flip the beat, and then or whatever it is, the healing to the speed boost. You just got to know when to do that.
There's even more to it than that. The boops, like
but you know what I mean.
It's so much utility because his kit is just that. It's just what it's based around is just.
What I'm saying is you can be mediocre. What I'm saying is you can be mediocre. It's okay.
Yeah. For sure.
You don't have to be God. You don't have to be like play like FD God did last week or Funny Astro this week. You don't have to be that good. You can be serviceable and it's fine.
Yeah.
If you don't do
really
anything
on getting those main things of getting the speed and those other things out of it.
It's not like playing
the biggest difference.
Playing like Brig, where you have to go after the work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be up in people's face and doing shit, or you're not doing anything. except for
Yeah.
throwing an armor pack every couple of seconds,
For
waiting
sure.
and waiting for rally, which takes
Yeah.
8 hours when you're not doing that.
All right, so let's move on to today's games.
We have
Yep.
to talk about this fucking game.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, this was the Crunch Time loser of the week, not the Crunch Time pick of the week. Yeah, I'm reevaluating
I mean,
that.
we've talked about. I feel like we've talked enough about how bad Houston is, but this game just confirmed
Yeah,
just
my
how bad.
God, there was just points in that. Once again, hit W, and then sometimes why are you hitting W, and then there was just, oh my God, it was just. I'm watching it going, what in the absolute fuck are they doing?
Like what? Yeah,
Like-
what are you guys doing? Like, how is this?
Like
How is
Muma,
this a professional team?
Roar absolutely mashed Muma, and Meko. I don't know what kind of drugs he took when he left New York.
Too
What?
many.
Man, he did not. Elevote was owning him
Yeah.
a lot of time. Well, not even just Elevote. He was just getting out of position. He was getting. I don't know if he was trying to do too much. But
I don't know. I just don't even know. Like, he just did not look. Like, is this just a key, like one of those moves where you're just like, oh man, New York drops a guy who you think is like a main guy and like one of their key players, and he goes to another team and plays like trash. Like, it's just one of those situations. I feel like it's one of those situations where it's like they saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
They dropped him before.
He's Trent Richardson.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it.
I mean, it's one weekend. He's getting acclimated to how they play, and I don't think he's acclimated to chaos and what the fuckery that Houston does. He was probably the reason why he got caught out. He was probably like standing in the middle of the fucking street in the Diva Mac going, what in the absolute God fucking what is going on?
Yeah.
He was just talking in Korean, so
Yeah.
swearing. What the fuck are you people doing?
No kidding.
He was like everybody else in ranked, turns the mic off. What in the fuck is going on here? I really don't know what's going on. Muma's up in the fucking 5 miles away. I have no idea where Jexe is. Raucus is deciding whether or not he's going to play Anna or Brig or Doomfist or something. Why can't I pick Doomfist? It was just, it was a fucking, like, there's Clown Fiesta and then there's that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's one of those things. Washington was better. They played Philly and got their asses handed to them, but didn't.
Yeah.
They were just played a superior team. They went in this match and it was just like, oh, this is easy. Shit.
Yeah, like they looked like they were like they somehow got matched against a fucking Platt team.
Yeah. Because they were just
like top 500.
Yeah, and like the ult timing from Houston was suspect. The whole thing was a shit show.
It was bad.
They need to do a lot of work. And, you know, I'm still leery about Washington, but I'll tell you what, they played a hell of a lot better than I gave them credit for.
Yeah.
I don't know
I mean, it's still too early to tell. I think we're going to get a much better idea of what type of team Washington is next week. But in this match specifically, I think that they really showed that they are much improved over last season.
And they're really coordinated too, which
their
impressed me. It was like the total
far superior to what it was before.
Yeah. Well, their players are far superior to what they were before.
Too. And so they're better able to execute what the coaches want.
I mean, as much as we slam on Roar, he's 10 times better than Janice.
Oh, yeah.
He still fed a lot, but not in this game because he didn't have to. He fed against. He got his feeding of the weekend out of the way against Philly, but yeah, there was just points where I'm watching this match going, I don't know what I expected so much out of them in this match, and maybe that was it. it was just
Yeah.
alt timing was terrible. You know, just missing things like screwing up just basics. You know, not coordinating when you're going in to dive, or you know, your Luma rushes in. No one's, you know, the Diva's not on it with him. There's no coordination at all. I don't know who's shot calling for them. They need to stop whoever they are.
Yeah. It was really bad. Really, really awful.
Yeah. And honestly, they got bailed out a few times when Raucus was playing Anna.
I think my biggest question with this team is why do you have a guy like Linkser on your bench?
Oh, and that was the other
when
thing.
You're playing so much McCree. Like, it just
and
makes
maps where you're gonna have to play Widow.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why is Blase like? Nothing against Blase.
He's really good, but
Linkser, I just feel like is gonna be better.
Yeah,
We've seen it. Why did he get no playtime? It's just it's one of those decisions like that. Just, it boggles my mind.
And you know, like the maps come up, you're like, oh yeah, we'll see Linkser there.
Yeah.
Nope.
Didn't see him.
Yeah, and they were rotating Jexay and Raucus in, which you know how I feel about that. I'm not a fan of rotating your supports.
They kept Jexay and Repel and
Repel, and they ran Repel a couple times. That's fine. That I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that
I
either.
understand if like you know maybe you run Repel in when you got a Zen map,
maybe,
or you have a specific comp like when Florida went in the first map today. Their specific comp was, all right, Byram's a better BAP, and we're running double shield. I get that. It still annoys me because the coordination is not as good if the guys are playing every match. I understand if someone's better, but they were playing the same hero.
Yeah.
So why not just run with something that has some continuity to it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand if you want to try something different because a little bit, but maybe work on that during the week and run him the whole match, or run him for the first couple of matches. And if it's like horrible, which it wasn't, it was no different than when Raucus was in there. To me,
but I feel like they just get better. They seem to play better overall when Raucus is out there.
Yeah.
Even if he's not necessarily a better player, I do think that they just look better when and just more coordinated. Maybe it's a shot calling thing or something along those lines.
It's probably has something to do with communications or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
most likely.
I will say that Elevate and Roar were a lot better than I thought they were going to be together. Elevate impressed me a lot. He is doing a lot of things. I mean, he was kind of like in that gargoyle thing where like, oh, he's a goat's diva, you know, like that. He's not going to be fine at all but he looked really good. And Ark and Aim God are fine.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey had moments today where he just was, you know, taking care of out of position outlaws, which is standard, I guess. But yeah, that was a terrible pick by
overall.
That's the second one I've blown.
Top to bottom, yeah, same. Well, no, that was
top
like third. I mean,
that was like the best bet of the week for me. Last week I lost with London.
Thought it was. I really thought it was going to be a good bet. I mean, we're going to talk more about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the last match of the day.
Yeah. That was
Philly and Florida.
I think Florida won like 3 team fights in that. They did not look good.
That was definitely humbling for you guys.
Yeah, well, they looked all right in spots, and then it was they took that. I was like, okay, they look kind of shaky on the first map on Lijiang, and then they took the second one like 100-0. I was like, okay, I'll take that. And then they got owned by Carpe. That's a running theme. Carpe is just a madman. That's all there is. That's all I can say about that. But The next map was it Junkertown.
Mm-hmm.
That was a clown fiesta.
Yeah.
And Poco, I want to give, and Gargoyle did some work too, like trying to keep Carpe down, but Poco was all up inside players' shit. Which, I understand it's a Widow map, but at a certain point, when you're getting that owned, not by the other Widow, but you're just getting taken out of play by the Diva, at what point do you switch?
Yeah.
Because
I think there's, I mean, you got to switch at some point. Like, you can't just keep, like, it's just like banging your head against the wall.
Right. I know.
Same type. I feel like we're talking about Houston again.
Yeah.
Same shit we used to say about them last year.
Yeah, I understand it to a point where, okay, we want to keep him in on Widow because there's another Widow, but use your Diva to do that, and then you have another guy on the ground that can, playing McCree, that's really, really good, that can do some work maybe, or, run something else. I don't know. I don't like when we, not just my team, but like when teams don't, like, all right, you know what, we need to change. And these guys are smart guys.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not dumb.
Yeah, I mean, that's the baffling thing at times when they just, like, they don't make the changes that you feel like would work out for them.
Yeah, and they were either not, like, especially on that map, they weren't engaging hard enough and fast enough, or they were just yeeting in like a bunch of fucking morons. There was, like, no
in between.
Yeah. But it's still, there was a lot of good things to pull out of that for me. I mean, and then Junkertown was just, their defense was meh at best. Yeah. I mean, they won one team or two team fights, and that was already inside of Diablo land there, like towards the end of the map. And then they just were like, fuck it, let's run Sombra.
Yeah.
And you guys, okay, how are you guys going to kill anything with an Anna and a Lucio and a Madman on McCree? And then you're gonna try and do damage with Sombra, and your other DPS is May.
Yeah.
What exactly were you gonna do?
Right. Like what were you?
Yeah.
Trying to accomplish here.
Yaki can only do so much.
Yeah.
And then, what are you gonna? The Rhine's gonna go nuts? No, they're just gonna They're gonna split him off and fucking kill him like they did like 4 times before they ran out of time. Yeah. Oh, and that's when Lucio showed up when they went to go try and touch the point at the end, and they didn't get there because
Yeah.
It was not a good showing, but Philadelphia once again, Sato, he came to play, man, and when he got nano boosted, he made it. He pretty much every time he did it, he got one. He was just absolutely wrecking people.
He was.
I love how these teams get into they try to go through the side room, and they know there's a nano boost up because they're way better at ult tracking than me and you.
Oh yeah.
And the Rhine comes at him. You don't think he's going to be nano boosted? And while you're in that room, you're all going to die. It's like 4 hammer swings and you're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like that happened like 2 or 3 times. It's like, and he didn't even have shatter on one of them. He was just like, just swinging away.
Didn't need it.
No, just fucking wrecking people. And I said, I was joking around saying, look, Sato looked good, man. I don't know if it's what it says about if Florida's, and I know that the naysayers and the people out in reinforced land, who are the only people that know about tanks, are going to say it's because they were playing Karayan and Muma.
Right.
But you still got to make the plays.
Yeah, and he did.
And he did. And
yeah, I'd say overall, Sato very much impressed me this weekend. I mean, obviously, I'd like to see how he performs against a top tier tank.
Yeah. Their tank line in general impressed me.
Yeah.
Poco
Poco looked really good. I'm really interested to see what they do, like when and if Fury is going to get any playtime.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about that.
So am I, because I believe they're playing next weekend.
They are playing New York and Toronto next week.
So that first match is going to be that. There's your must watch match for next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Ugh.
Oh God, the match after that is a real dud.
Well, Houston's playing
Boston and Houston.
Oh God, and they're worried about ratings, and they're going to put that on.
Right? Oh God. That's going to be...
That's my bet of the week.
Talk about clown fiestas. Jesus.
Cue that fucking... do.
For sure. Oh my God. It's going to be awful. But the rest of the matches don't look too bad.
Yeah, I mean, you got some teams in there that are...
Paris, Washington's going to be fun, all that.
Yeah, there's a couple of mid-table teams that you kind of going to see what they're made out of. Mm-hmm. Yeah... Well, I mean, we're obviously going to talk a lot more about this later on in the week, but
yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's going on next week. So it's all in Washington. We got 6 games total. Like we said, you got New York and Philly starting it off, and then Boston and Houston. Then Paris, Washington, I think is actually going to be a really fun.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting.
I think it'll kind of give us a clearer picture on both of those teams,
yeah.
Depending on how that goes, or it might just keep it as muddy as it already is, which is kind of the feeling I'm getting of how that game is going to go.
I think that's going to be a pretty good back and forth game.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. It's just going to kind of
and for the love of God, can we get
feel
one
about both of those teams?
Can we get a back and forth game, please? Thank you.
No kidding. We definitely didn't get any this week.
No.
And New York is going to manhandle Houston the next day.
Oh God.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row we get 2 Houston games. Hooray!
And then y'all gonna be apologizing week 5, saying, "Oh, you don't understand." And when you're 0-4,
they're gonna get a win.
All right, 1-3.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. At this point,
I hope to God that they better hope they beat Boston. If not,
if they lose to Boston, I'll say this right now: if they lose to Boston, there is zero hope for this.
Flame better, if that happens
at all.
Flame better call up Cool Matt.
Yeah.
Hey, hey.
Oh, hey, Jesus Christ! Then the 4th week, we're in Houston for crying out loud.
You didn't know that?
Oh my God!
You guys are going to be mathematically eliminated by week 5.
Right. Good Lord.
Oh. But still,
yeah, and they're gonna get destroyed when they're at home, and it's gonna be hilarious.
Who are they?
They're playing London and Toronto.
That's a 1-1 weekend.
Maybe. At this point, I'm not gonna give them any wins.
I'll give them a win over London. London looked like hot garbage, except for one map. They looked worse. They looked worse than Houston did.
True. I mean, they played London. Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, they're if they lose to Boston next week, it's done. This season is over.
Well, the thing is too, then those guys are going to be all. It's going to throw their confidence out the window.
Oh, absolutely.
Any mojo
then they have to follow that up by playing New York.
Yeah.
Oh.
A little bit of pressure in that Boston game.
There really is.
But they're the type of team, though, and they did this last year, and they did it in the year 1, where they'll lose to fucking Boston and Florida, get the floor wiped with them, and they'll go and they'll beat fucking New York.
Yeah.
Just when you think they're dead in the water.
When they beat San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, so next week, what else? We got, after the New York-Houston match, we got Toronto and Philly. I think that'll be an interesting one. Kind of give us see if Toronto can hang.
Yeah, Philly's playing a lot of mid-table teams that they're that. I thought they were top 5, top 6, and they're doing what they should do to the teams that are lower in the standings than them.
Yeah,
they're wiping the floor with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last game is going to be London, Washington. So I mean, Washington, they have at least a 1-1 week, but I think they can go 2-0.
I think so too.
On how that Paris game goes.
From the way they played this weekend, I mean, it's possible. They looked way better than I gave them credit for, and I will freely admit that I thought they were going to be trash. I don't think they're great by any stretch. I'm not putting them in the top 10 like some people do, but I definitely think they're better than I thought. They were about 16,
right?
And I thought Houston was way better than I would flip them in Houston. I think I had Houston at like 13 in my mind. We didn't really formally. Once all these teams play and we get to see a little bit, then we'll probably we'll do a mid-season when we get a good eye test on some people.
I like that idea.
Because we were going to do it before the start of the season, but then without matches and with any kind of indication of what these teams are going to do, it was pointless.
For sure.
I mean, it's more fun than anything, but you can't go, see, I said that team was going to be good because they haven't fucking played yet, and it's like the middle of May. Or whatever the hell. I mean, they haven't resolved what's going to happen in the months after this, like after the Seoul homestand.
Right.
So there still might be a situation where they're playing in that studio in Seoul, like week to week. Which would be kind of unfortunate, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, for sure.
But
all right.
You know what?
Do we need to go over our picks at all?
Oh, yeah, we can do that. So I forgot about that, mostly because my Cheez-It Groove of the Week got fucking a Rhinehammer shoved.
Weekend, so I feel ya. Because I picked Houston twice because I'm an idiot.
Wow. Hey, I mean, I picked Florida twice. I went 1-1. So on Saturday, I went 2-0, and you split, and then I lost both games today. So I went 2-2.
Yeah, I went 2-2 for the weekend.
Yeah, because we both went 2-2.
Yeah.
But the worst my lock of the week, my Cheez-It Groove of the week, whatever you want to call it, my Cheez-It my crunch time pick of the week has been a fucking dog every time, and it hasn't even been close.
Right, that's the worst
It's
part.
like fucking mashed at the beginning of like map 1 when you're just going,
oh, man.
Yep, this is an L.
That happened.
Yep, it sure did.
Yeah,
I won with Florida, and I shouldn't have gone against Philly, but I just took Florida because I can't not. I was feeling good. I was feeling good before the week started because back in my mind I was Houston was going to be Houston, and hey, here we are.
Yep, I didn't.
We spent 45 minutes talking about the fucking Houston Outlaws. It's like last year all over again.
I know this fucking team.
Can you at least be?
Why are we forced to talk about this team? I mean, we choose to talk about it, but like at the same time, like I feel like I have to because like
they're maddening.
They're so frustrating.
It's like
and as a Browns fan, like, I mean, I don't like Houston at all, but I see so many parallels, and it makes it even more frustrating. Because I'm like, I see all this shit, and then I see all these people being like, oh, we're going to be better, we're going to be better. It's like, fucking prove it. Come out and prove it, because you have yet to do that.
Yeah.
Win on a consistent basis, because you can go out and you can beat New York to a pulp, and I still won't believe that you'll be able to go out
because you'll go out and lose to Boston the fucking day before.
Exactly. Like, you'll lose to Boston, then beat New York next week. Like, that is the epitome of this team.
Yeah. And it's like your team was, that they would, beat Baltimore or something like that.
Yeah, you crush Baltimore.
Lose to the fucking Dolphins.
Bengals.
Yeah. Didn't you guys lose to the Dolphins? Like
no, we did beat the Dolphins.
Well, not this year. I meant like
this past year.
In the last couple years.
We lost to the Bengals. They're the worst team in the league, and they didn't. It was the last game of the season. We still lost.
You guys gave up trying at about week 15, 14.
Yeah. Oh, they
which is
definitely
also
did. Pretty much after. Yeah, it was like week 14 basically. After that embarrassing loss to Arizona.
Yeah.
That's when they just completely gave up. Actually, they gave up before that game probably because that game was atrocious. So
Bring up bad memories.
Browns.
The Houston Browns. Anyway.
The Houston Browns. Can you please tweet that to Death Blow?
I could. I'm a Mayhem fan, though, so I'm kind of on the fence about where my team is. I really can't.
Fair.
Even though we did beat them. I mean, we have scoreboard, but still. It's not much of one.
No.
Because if you looked at that, I mean, before we sign up, if you watched that match, because I know you were at work, if you watched that match live, there was no way the fucking Outlaws should have lost that.
No.
Except for by their own hand. And sure as shit, their own hand fucked them.
It really did.
They literally shoved their finger up their own whatever.
They were a teenage boy at 14 years old, and he's home alone.
It's a no fap zone, guys. Come on. He's home alone with some fucking Pornhub. Exactly. That would have been better than what they did to them. Yeah, it was just... Anyway, I liked it better when they were the Raiders. It was funnier. Because that was kind of like...
Yeah, now it's just sadder.
No, it's not. It's like...
Or it's just more frustrating.
We're still talking about them, too, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, no kidding.
Instead of talking about Philly going... So, do we think this team's top 3?
Yeah, I mean, we ended
top
up
talking... 4. I'm just throwing that out there right now. Top 5?
I would definitely put them top 5. I think if Philly jumped up there, they are top 5 for sure.
Thanks, guys.
I'd have to really think about it more to see. But yeah, I do think Philly is top 5.
Yeah, I think so too. I after watching them play,
you know what? Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to put them top. I would put.
I want to see what Atlanta does.
San Francisco, New York. Oh yeah, I'd probably put them top 4 because I can't rank them over Atlanta because we haven't seen them yet.
Maybe you can rank them over Atlanta right now because we've seen them. I don't know.
True. Yeah, it's something like that. But I mean, from what we've seen from San Francisco and New York, I definitely can't rank them above those two teams. But I can definitely rank them above the Gladiators. I can rank them above really most anybody, but probably New York and San Francisco.
Hey man, your team is pretty good. I'm telling you, they're top 4 or 5. Washington isn't not quite up at that level yet. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode. So, guys, thanks for dropping in, checking us out, and everybody else that's been in tonight and around. Just remember, we appreciate all of the things you guys do. Checking us out on stream, checking us out on YouTube or on our podcast version over on iTunes and Spotify and wherever your podcast choice. So we are going to hit you guys later on in the week with our preview. Week 3 in Washington this week, where we got at least more than 2 games a day.
Yeah,
that was kind of. It was just. I just wanted more today. I was just like, can we get? Hopefully we get a good game, and it's the Boston-Houston game could be cute. No, it's not going to be that. It could be close.
It's going to be a dumpster fire.
It could be close, but it's going to be a clown fiesta. Yeah. Welcome to Platt. But anyway, guys, that's going to be all for us tonight. Thanks a lot for joining us. We will catch you guys on the next one. Check you later.
Later, guys.